Kevin Whittle is Principal Solution Engineer over at Microsoft. Sir, thanks so much for taking time out of the DevSecOps conference to sit down with me. Good to have you.
Good to be here, and I appreciate the opportunity. Always happy to discuss the field and give my information and what I can do to help the process moving forward for those who are looking into it.
Well, let's get into it. You know, something that you said really stuck in my head before the cameras got rolling here. You mentioned that AI doesn't replace DevSecOps. What does that mean to you?
It really means if you don't have good processes in place, if you don't have guardrails, if you haven't put in governance, if you don't have responsibility zones, if you haven't set up templates for how you're going to deploy, how you're going to build, AI won't fix that. It will can actually make your problems worse. As people have found, errors or bugs in their code has been exposed. A lot of that is they don't have good processes in place, and they're thinking that AI can skip ahead. And it's a tool, it's an enhancement, but it's not a replacement for good processes, for good procedures, and for good people. So again, it doesn't replace, it enhances. And if you think of it as it's going to be a golden bullet and it will solve all my problems, you're going to be wrong.
So flip that for me, Kevin. If you do have good governance, you do have good processes in place around the concept of DevSecOps, how does AI serve as a force multiplier for an organization?
That's absolutely the way to look at it, because if you think about it, if you have the documentation of your processes in there, you can ground your AI on that. So it uses your procedures. It uses your templates. It uses the things that you have to meet as a part of DoD, well, a part of government. You have rules and regulations which the general population, the general companies don't have. And if you have those things documented, and if you ground your AI on that, you're going to have much better results from it, and you will get more value out of it. So again, that means you've already done the hard work. You already have the DevSecOps in place, and you're going to add this on an enhancement. It's not a replacement, it's an enhancement to it, but it means you've already done the hard work, and then you put this in here.
Are there other elements to an organization using AI and using its relationship with DevSecOps responsibly? I realize that's a broad question, but what are some of the key ingredients to responsible use?
Yes, that's a good question. I mean, there are a lot of, when you talk about responsible use, there are a lot of things involved in there. AI, depending on how it's trained and the tools that you're using on there, can have bias in there. And so you need to be aware of that, which is why you always have to have someone to review whatever comes in there. So if you go in there and thinking that AI is always right, and it's automatically something I can accept, you're going to run into problems. You have to understand the biases that each model has and how that impacts the results that are coming out of there. There are other biases that can come in there too, because if it's not trained on the right material or it's not trained on your materials, the responses that can come out of it can be completely correct, but they're wrong for your organization because you're government, because you can't use these types of technologies. You can't use this type of information in your result. So again, you have to understand all of those things. And again, that means good DevSecOps is the foundation of being successful with your AI.
You mentioned culture earlier, Kevin. I wonder, in your broad view, across the department, as you mentioned, or all of government, what are some of the common cultural barriers organizations face in doing this the right way?
There's a few things in there. Partly it's new, right? And there is in the government, sometimes if it's new, we don't want to be the first ones out of the gate using it. And I can understand that. You don't want to be the one who's on the Washington Post or the Wall Street Journal because you had a spillage, because you let out secrets that shouldn't have been out there. So that's understandable. The other is there's a cost aspect of it, and you're wondering, is it worth what I'm going to spend on it? And again, you've seen companies go out there who went all in and just said, we want to use it 100% for everything, even though it didn't make any sense, and to see the bills on that. So there is a good reason to be a little bit concerned about it. Is it how it's going to work in my culture. Can we accept it? Are we going to do the things we need to do, the training that goes behind it? Have we documented our processes and procedures? Or are we just going to drop it in there like other technologies? And then it doesn't get used and we don't get the value out of it. So it's a valid concern, but it comes down to, have you done the groundwork to make it successful in your organization? And if you haven't done that, you probably aren't successful in many areas anyway. And it's just going to be on top of the problems that you already have.
Kevin, I want to close with almost a balance question. In these efforts by agencies to automate, one of the big goals is being more efficient, moving faster, getting better data and insights to the edge. I mean, these are real, tangible things with mission-oriented benefits for organizations, but doing so responsibly also means a certain level over controls, verification. How do organizations strike that right balance between moving fast and doing things in a responsible way?
That's a very good question too, because again, you want to make sure that you're doing the right thing, that you're improving our processes, that you're getting better results at that. And that means going into it, you have to come up with the metrics that make sense for your organization, what success looks like. Because if you haven't defined what success is, none of this will matter. You won't be able to tell that you've improved. You won't be able to tell where you need to focus on. So you have to come in there, and there are a lot of companies that can help you do that. Come in there and define what success means, and then you can measure that. And once you've done that, you're down the road of where you need to go.
Kevin Whittle, Principal Solution Engineer over at Microsoft. Sir, thanks so much.
Thank you.